Let's just move it over there.
There we are.
There we are.
There we are. I see the zeros that are about to change to numbers.
I'll let you have your chair.
All right.
I might stick around for a minute, though.
Oh, that's okay. We have people. Did you need to talk? Does Leah want to talk?
Maybe for a minute.
Maybe for a minute. Leah wants to talk.
Maybe for a minute.
Hey, Colleen's here.
Hi.
Hi.
We'll let them do that lip reading business that I know a couple of our viewers do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Hi. Oh dear.
Hey,
We're
Patty.
having hair things today.
Oh, I gave up on that ages ago. I adopted the Phyllis Diller look, and I'm good with that.
Yeah. That's all good. You're right out of frame, Miss Barb.
Oh, that's okay. All right, there.
Look at all these people. Hi, it's Friday, guys.
It's
first
Friday.
Friday of the new
Oh,
year.
for sure it's Friday.
It's Friday.
Oh, and we're so excited. I'm so excited.
Barb has something for you guys. I'm here just to do a quick shout out to anybody who might be interested in saving some money on brother product.
Saving money is always a good thing.
I like saving money. I'm not telling you which brother product. Products. Next week we have a program. We have a trunk show Thursday morning, and I was talking with Brother Canada today about some of the setup for that, and there will be some special offers on brother product available to anybody who attends that class. So if you'd like to attend the trunk show, you need to call and register to get the Zoom link, and there's going to be some perks.
Yay.
Yes, the more details for those attending.
Mm-hmm.
The trunk show is $10 and you get to see what the next 8 classes from our guest educator are about.
I love trunk shows. It's like live magazines.
The trunk show will be recorded. It will be. And the special offers will be to anybody who signs up for it.
Oh, good.
So even if you can't attend quite live, if your name is on that registration list.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
It will work for anyone. Yeah. So that's one of the very exciting things. We have actually 3 new classes next week.
Yeah, I was looking at my schedule. Leah's going to be a very busy person next
I am
week.
not teaching the brother class. I might be moderating.
Okay. Well.
We also have a new embroidery program from OESD starting Wednesday. It's an In the Hoop notebook cover using cork or other specialty fabrics. So that's a embroider along with us class. The ladies up at the front do have the supply list for the first 3 months. We do have a bigger supply list for the entire year made.
Yeah.
But you can pick and choose if you want to take one or all the classes. There's options there.
Lots of fun. And
then there's this embroidery software class, Bernina software class next Friday. So that's
a week away. I can't think.
That's a whole week away.
Yeah.
Big thank you to everybody who joined us for My Punny Valentine yesterday. You guys were rock stars. It was a long day of embroidery, but everybody kept a really good attitude, and we got a lot of stitching done. We didn't quite finish, but we got a lot of stitching done.
You got well started.
Oh yeah. No, we're close to the finish line. But it was a lot of embroidery yesterday, so it was good.
Good.
Hey Barb, what are we doing this month?
We're doing all kinds of things, but I am so excited to introduce our very first Viewers Challenge. Yay! Challenges are good.
Yeah.
We like to be challenged. So I'm going to tell people all about it. I wrote notes.
And
so
there will be a few notes in tonight's e-news as well.
Oh, good.
But I have to go back and finish that with Tyler before it can go out.
Okay.
So I'm going to let Barb talk about this. If
that's good.
Yeah, have fun.
All. Have fun.
Barb, this is all Barb's business.
Yeah, it was like one of those thoughts that you have when you put your head on the pillow at night and you go, "Oh, that would be a good idea. Wonder if I could get the boss to go for that one."
Yeah. No, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Barb's got the info here. There are some notes in the details on today's videos.
Yeah, and they can always phone. Yeah. So, I hate to tell you how many years ago, but 40 some odd years ago, I went back to university in fine arts and ended up during one class having quite a heated discussion with one of the young 18-year-olds about what is art. And I haven't changed my opinion since then, even though he tried really, really hard to tell me. And that is that art, capital A art, is all about communication. It doesn't matter if you're a musician, a dancer, a writer, a painter, a quilter. If you do your work and you squirrel it away, you hide it away, and nobody ever gets to appreciate it, can you really call yourself a musician or a writer or a painter? So, based on that premise that art is communication, and we're going to introduce our very, very first monthly viewers challenge. Now, it's not a contest. There's no prizes. Well, maybe one day there'll be prizes. We'll have to talk to the boss about that. It's not intended to be something that you win a prize for. This is a challenge for you to explore things within yourself. Because if quilting was just about making a warm blanket, we'd all just pack ourselves off to the local box store and buy a warm blanket. It's about a whole lot more than that. So this time round, January Viewers Challenge, and I actually took the cue. If any of you read this magazine, Quilting Arts, they do, it used to be monthly, but I noticed they're publishing on kind of a quarterly basis now. They do readers challenges, and they'll give you what is called a prompt or a theme or something to work around. And then it's up to you to be as creative as you want to be. So for January, first time round, here is your viewers challenge. You're to make a project. Notice I didn't say a quilt. So if you like to think and work in 3D, hey, go for it. Make a project following the idea or prompt for this month, and take a picture of it. Send us that photo. You can send it to our education@mysewingroom.ca. And I think Leah's attached a few other links. You can hashtag us and post it to all those social media things. And what we will do is we're going to share. We're going to share that with our other friends in the quilting community. We're going to share some of them in our newsletter. We're going to share them to people who just are curious to see what's going on here at My Sewing Room and with our wonderful community of quilters that we know and love. So for January, I know we've just come through kind of a really, really long spell of cold weather. But remember, winter's not over. So your theme for this January is to make a project. And I've put down a small project, no larger than 24 inches square. So you're not making a bed quilt. You're just making a maximum 24 inches square. It can be smaller. It can be three-dimensional. Make a pin cushion. Make a bag. Make a headband. But your theme for this month is celebrate winter. So whatever winter means to you, whether it's snuggling in front of the fire or skiing down the slopes, doesn't matter. A project that celebrates winter. And one thing that Leah suggested that I thought was a great idea, it must incorporate something sparkly. So, because winter's all about sparkly. So what sort of things can be sparkly? Well, sparkly fabric. We still have some sparkly fabric like that. This has a nice gold sparkle. Of course, in the Kimberbell line, you're probably, if you take part in any of those classes, you're used to the sparkly, the glitter sheets of mylar and a vinyl that you can work into a project. You can stitch with sparkly thread. Look at that. Yeah, put a little of oh, that's a gorgeous. Sew, embroider, or craft your viewers challenge. Yes, sparkly. Sparkly just killed it for me. No, no, no. Sparkly is nice. If you don't like a lot of sparkly, maybe you just want to add a little bit of sparkly. Of course, our Hot Fix crystals, Swarovski crystals, just a few of those in a selective area can bring a little bit of bling to your project. And if we've also got, of course, the gadget that helps to attach those things. Maybe you like sparkly. You can even add, hey, why not? Sparkly buttons. I found some sparkly buttons out there. So remember, this is a challenge. Just because we say it has to have something sparkly doesn't mean it has to be all sparkly. Make a whole, I've never worked with sparkle thread before. Oh, sparkly thread is wonderful. And Billy, there's a lot of different varieties of glittery, sparkly thread. Some of it would certainly be appropriate for garments and other things that you wear, for jackets and that sort of thing. It's washable. Some of it is definitely a lot more decorative. But if you're in the store or you want to send us an email, we can kind of run down the list for you. The ones that I happened to grab, this one is the Glamour. So it is I believe a polyester thread. No, it's a rayon thread. So it is a rayon and metallic blend. So something like that you certainly could use in a little bit of accent on a garment. For sure. And this one is the Wonderful, this is the Dazzle. Again, now this is a heavier thread, the Dazzle. So that one you might want to reserve for not machine work, but maybe a little bit of hand stitching, accent of flower, something like that. So, and then in the Sulky line, of course, there's all the metallics. They work really, really well in a machine or by hand. So yeah, lots of fun. Viewers challenge. I love challenges. I know when Sandy was doing our her Sandy Lock Homes, and we had the yes, Patty, we do. We'll get to that. We had a lot of people asking about the quilt that I made that was hanging behind her. And that's kind of what started the ball rolling with this viewers challenge idea, that and the quilting arts, is because I realized I have like 3 or 4 quilts at home that were made in response to a challenge that was put out there. No prizes. Sometimes there was a purchase involved, buy this bundle of fabric and make something, and sometimes there wasn't. So that quilt, if you had a chance to see it, the one that said 221B on it, the challenge for that one was to buy a bundle of fabric and make one block in 3 different sizes. So that was really fun to come up with an idea to do that. Another challenge that I have, and maybe I'll bring it in, I couldn't find it first thing this morning, I might bring it in for next month's viewers challenge, was here's a magazine, an old magazine, close your eyes and point to a page. Have a look at what's on the page and use that as your prompt for your challenge. So that was kind of a fun one. We might do something like that too. There are endless ideas around for our challenges. So we're going to have fun. I'm really excited to see some of the submissions. I can already hear some of the wheels turning out there. So remember, we still have, let me see, beginning of January, March, January, February, maybe March, probably 2.5 months of winter left. So we better get busy. All right. Yes, Patty says you have a lot of Tula Pink fabric behind us. Yes, we do. We have a brand new line of Tula Pink fabric. This is the Daydreamer line, I think it's called. Yes, the Daydreamer line from Tula Pink. And I'm just going to sort of slide out of the way and give you a really good view behind me. So typically Tula Pink, lots of hidden images, bright, strong colors. And I have to admit, the Free Spirit fabrics, I love the feel of them. They have enough body to support what you want to do with them, but they're still soft and flexible. So if you have never worked with Tula Pink fabric before, it can be a little bit of a challenge. And I'm just going to grab, you might want to, instead of committing to, 3 meters of something like this guy, or that really bright green that didn't show up well on camera and Leah made me move it. If you're not ready to commit to a whole bunch of it, we have the little charm packs. Good way of getting started. The layer cakes like this, 10-inch squares on that guy, and you can see the one feature fabric there, but yeah, all the rest of them are in there. And of course, jelly rolls, easy to work with, and a good way to sample a type of fabric that you don't routinely work in. So, but what do? This is gorgeous fabric. How do you use fabric this bold and this bright in your quilt? Well, got a few ideas for you. Nancy's already bought one of these. Her husband liked it. Now you got to give that one guy a medal, don't you? This is the Free Spirit Pining for You quilt kit. It's featuring the Daydreamer fabric line that's I've got behind me and some cotton solids. You can see it looks like pineapples. And this actually makes quite a big quilt. Let's see, kilt includes, that doesn't say on the back. Finished quilt size 72 by 77.5. So a good sized quilt on that. And Nancy was quite taken with this particular quilt kit because she can cut a lot of the shapes for this on her scan and cut. So if you have a scan and cut, that's something to keep in mind as well. But if you don't want to commit to a big project like that with the Tula Pink, but you sort of want to dabble, there's lots of ways. And I like to think in terms of focusing on what you want the quilt to say. If you really want to showcase these gorgeous fabrics, you want fairly simple, straightforward quilting, piecing designs. So here's a book. I think you've probably seen it before. We have a number of copies of these guys. World of Quilts. And they're quilting heritage from around the globe, but a lot of them are quite modern designs. Have a look at this guy. So that's an ideal pattern to showcase some of the Tula Pink fabrics. Actually, I like that one. Sandy used one of the designs in this to make a quilt for a wedding, which I thought was really nice. I think it was this guy. Something like that. Very subdued in the book, but if you picked up one of the, let's say, the layer cakes and scattered the various Tula Pink fabrics against a white background, it's going to just sparkle. So that's one really good resource for using fabrics like that. Here's another book I found, Mixing Quilt Elements. Hold up that picture for you. Not something that a lot of us would dive into right away, but this is a good resource on how to mix those bright, vibrant fabrics in a variety of ways that's going to let them be their own thing. It's going to let them do what they want to do. Might not be for everybody, but life is all about experimenting. It's all about trying things. So here, I'll show you some of those pictures there. Here's another one. Again, a little more on the modern. And I think the modern quilts actually lend themselves to some of these fabrics just because there's a lot of what we call blank space in them. So when you make a quilt with just very simple shapes, you get to focus on the gorgeous fabric. So just a few resources. Colleen says her fabric is also wonderful for bags. So many images are perfect for fussy cutting. And that's true. Another thing that the Tula Pink fabric is great for, because of that fussy cutting, if you like to do English paper piecing. And maybe one day down the road on Facebook, we're going to revisit some English paper piecing. But fussy cutting some of those images into those little hexagons and putting them in a ring, yeah, that's awesome. Now, I grabbed a couple of resources here because I didn't want to bring the whole gadgets. If you're not into doing a lot of cutting, you don't want to buy the layer cakes or the charm packs. You've got your fabric. I am really taken with these guys. This is the AccuQuilt system. This is their catalog. And this is just a little brochure for the Go Cube system, which is literally a cubed box with a variety of fabric cutting dies in them that can be mixed and matched into so many different quilt blocks. If you all remember before Christmas, that's why I grabbed this one in particular. Do you remember before Christmas, we were working on the Cleopatra's Fan quilt block, and I actually ended up making 4 of them and piecing them into a little table center for my sister. They were fun to do. I know Carol is really taken with curves right now. Well, if you really liked that Cleopatra's Fan, I'm going to move this up right close. There it is right there. A brand new die from the AccuQuilt people makes Cleopatra's Fan cuts. The nice thing with a die cutter, you're not limited to just one layer of fabric at a time. You can cut up to 6 layers of fabric and precision cuts. I have quilted a number of quilts for a regular customer, and every time she brings in a quilt, I go, oh, your piecing is so precise. And she says, oh, I have an AccuQuilt. It's not hard, you know. So that's another way to focus on the fabric as opposed to focus on the technique or the cutting. We'll save that. Very tempted. Yes, Carol. I know I'm very tempted too. Because I just bought the little AccuQuilt baby, because you just hand crank them through. It's a great way, actually, to use up your scrap fabric. You know, we've all got those bits and pieces, and we could spend a Sunday with the ruler and the rotary cutter making our own little charm packs, but it's much more fun to take that half square triangle die, put it in our machine, layer up some of our scraps and crank it through, and then you put them in a bag or a box or a bin. And when you feel like just sewing but not thinking, they're right there ready to piece together. So yep, lots of things to start January, lots of things to be excited about. I hope all of you are going to take part in our viewers challenge, and I hope all of you are going to take the opportunity when we start getting our submissions coming in to have a look at them on the newsletter, to say, oh, I never thought of doing that. Maybe I'll give it a try. Hopefully this is something that's going to expand, because I think it's just a lot of fun to challenge ourselves. New year, new challenges, new ways to move forward. So it was great to see everybody online today. If you have any questions about anything that we've talked about today, by all means, give the store a quick phone call. We can round stuff up for you. And don't be afraid of a little bit of bling, you know, what the heck. Snow is sparkly. I didn't bring in my quilt I did a couple years ago that sort of celebrates winter. It was the colors of winter. Didn't have any bling on it though. But I do have a winter one with bling, so if I can get it down from the wall, I'll show it to you sometimes. So anyway, thanks for joining me today, Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you next week. Not sure what we have coming up, but I'm sure it's going to be fun, because I have where's my paper? I have a long list of things to talk about for Facebook for the next few months. So take care, everybody. Enjoy the weather coming up. It's supposed to be moderating over the weekend. And have fun. Get outside, get some fresh air, and clear your head and challenge yourself. So thank you. We'll see you next week. Have a fun weekend.